Good morning Westworld fans, Stevo here. Hope you're all good out there and you've all had an amazing weekend. Mine has been so good, peace and quiet, all good, but it's Monday morning and I'm back, so you know that means it is time for my review of Westworld. It's around 11:30 in the morning, it's a miserable, chucking my pen around, miserable autumn day here in the UK. We've had Storm Angus over us all weekend. So let's get into it. Trace Decay, episode 8. Now, when I did my review last week, I had people commenting on my video saying that last week's episode was kind of boring. Obviously, we had the reveal that, Bernard is a host and stuff like that, and I thought last week's episode was far from boring. This week's episode, Trace Decay on the other hand, was really... It explained a lot of the narrative between Bernard and Ford and stuff like that, but it was really, I thought, the final filler episode before we get the explosive episodes 9 and 10. Delores and William's storyline seems to have kind of plateaued a little bit. Obviously, we see Delores having flashbacks to the old town, which is obviously the town that Ford is digging up for his final narrative with Wyatt and stuff. We see her walking through the town. We see a black doctor lady teaching Maeve to dance, another host to dance. Now, either that's Arnold's partner or Arnold is a woman. Maybe let's not get into that speculation too much. This is a review after all, not a theory. What else do we have? Teddy and the Man in Black find a female host who turns out that it was the host that introduced William to the Westworld Park. So we have yet more evidence for William and the Man in Black theory. Obviously, Man in Black says to her, "Oh, I can't believe you're still here. I can't believe they've got uses for you." Obviously, Ford likes to use his hosts. But if you go back to episode 2, obviously you will see her telling William which hat to pick and introducing him to the park and stuff like that. I love the way this show pays that much attention to detail, that 7 episodes later we see the host, and it's just the way that they put everything together is just absolutely brilliant with this show. There isn't a single part of this show, I've said this in a few of my videos, there isn't a single part of this show that doesn't fit together, like neat fit together, do you know what I mean? Everything is just perfect. Obviously Maeve has decided to continue her rampage. We finally got some backstory to that scene with the Man in Black killing Maeve and her daughter, which adds so many layers and depths to Maeve as a host, because obviously the Man in Black said himself it was the first time that he thought he saw in a host in Westworld some humanity. She was alive, if only for a brief second. We got some brilliant backstory on the Man in Black. Ed Harris, he had his hat off. He was in a really compromised position with Teddy. Obviously Teddy can't kill him. Millie. Sorry, my daughter's making noise. Anyway, he was in a really compromised position, but we finally got his backstory about his wife. So we know that obviously William leaves Westworld and marries and has children and puts up these defensive walls, and his wife absolutely hated him. But if William was in love with Delores and spent 30 years of his life with another woman in love with Delores, then obviously her life isn't going to be very good. But we found out he's a titan of industry, philanthropist. So he is outwardly a good guy. But as we see with William's arc, his darkness comes out when he's in the park. Now obviously he wants to get past Ford's outer layer and get to Arnold's maze, where there's stakes and consequences. Obviously, old introductory host then arrows Teddy, and we see Wyatt and his gang, Wyatt's gang, closing in on the Man in Black. Back to Maeve. Obviously her manipulation of Felix and that bearded fella has got to... It's kind of weird really, because when Maeve goes back into the park or back into the brothel, you would think that Felix and his bearded mate would just go to Stubbs and say, "Look, we've got a problem." Obviously they would get fired, but they are kind of on the verge of having a killer robot rampage, so you'd think they'd want to do something about it. But obviously Felix is in love with her, He doesn't kill her, and then Maeve wakes up, slices mate's throat, doesn't kill him. It's all really good stuff, and props. If Thandie Newton doesn't get a Best Supporting Actress Emmy nomination and win that Emmy, there is something wrong in the world. She started out as a supporting character, but the last 3 or 4 episodes, she is the MVP of this show. She is just fantastic. Everything she does, she can flick from happy-go-lucky with Felix to, oh, I'm gonna fucking slice your throat. It's just, her acting is just next level, some next level shit. It really, really is. Excuse me, guys. Obviously, also on some next level shit acting-wise is Anthony Hopkins. The scenes he had with Bernard where he was describing human life and how human life isn't really that much different from hosts and how we're all kind of stuck in loops and stuff like that, which is really true. A lot of humans live and die by their routine. They really do, and I think what he had to say there was really great, and the way that he had Bernard, before he would rid him of his anguish about Teresa, the way that he had him clean up it after himself, get rid of all the evidence, and then just as he was wiping his memory, Bernard had the memories of strangling Elsie, and then obviously, as his memories wiped, Stubbs says, obviously security personnel notice things, don't they? And I think that might be a bit of an oversight on Ford's part, because obviously Stubbs is like, well, you was banging Teresa and now you don't care, and the other day you was really worried about Elsie and now you don't care. So Stubbs is going to be a bit... And then you've got, obviously, I can't remember her name, is it Karen? She goes to Sizemore and she wants to fill the code to take out of Westworld back to Delos. And which host do they go and pick out of all those hundreds of hosts down there in basement 12 or wherever it is? They go and pick fucking Abernathy. Big mistake that is. You give him all that information, all the code that Delos have Teresa stolen over the years. They're going to upload it into Abernathy, and that is going to be problems. Hopefully Sizemore gets killed at some point, just for the fun of it. He's not... I think she's picked the wrong person to help her, because he's pretty much incapable of doing anything that isn't self-serving. He's bound to get busted. I really hope it ends in his death. Hopefully at the hands of Maeve and a scalpel. That'd be fucking great. I think I've covered everything in this episode. Like I say, it was kind of a filler episode, but a good one. Westworld hasn't had those filler episodes that are just like, oh, is this hour over yet? I think we were plateauing. We got some great explanation from Man in Black. William and Delores are plateauing. They were at the right place, but Ford hadn't dug it up yet. If you get what I'm saying, Ford, that town they were at is what Ford is digging up now. So Delores, we'll see how it goes. But there's definitely 2 timelines there. William is definitely the Man in Black. I think this was after last week's reveal, everyone thought, shit, that was the beginning of the end. And they've done a really good job, Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, of putting the brakes on in this episode, slowing us right down, back to normal, giving us some teasers. And the next 2 episodes are going to be punch to the face, punch to the face, punch to the face. By the end of it, we're just going to be sat there like, oh, what the fuck? And then we're going to have to wait 18 months for the next series because this show takes so fucking long to make. But anyway, Westworld fans, that's it for now. That's my review of Trace Decay. Brand new show coming to the channel later this evening. I'm so hyped to bring this show. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I had the weekend off. I spent the whole weekend catching it up from episode 4 in season 1 all the way up to now. Absolutely loving this show so far. It's British, got a British cast, so that's even better. I think you Americans get to watch it anyway, but the first video of that will be back tonight. Please like, share and subscribe the video, like I always ask you to. Please subscribe. My videos are just doing amazing at the moment. I just can't tell you how proud I am of my channel at the moment. I had the weekend off because it's been 9 weeks, but I'm so refreshed, ready to get back at it now. I've got 93 subs, I've got like 6,000 views over the weekend where I wasn't even doing anything. I've got some of the best comments I've ever had. Just absolutely love all of you. You're amazing. Let's grow, guys. You guys, I said to you a few weeks ago, you got in on the ground floor and we're going places. Baby. But yeah, there's a competition to announce later in the week, Westworld related. Obviously, all the usual stuff to come this week. New Top Gun, Grand Tour, This Is Us, Designated Survivor. We'll be back at some point, I promise, Designated Survivor fans. New series tonight, Walking Dead tomorrow morning. Wow, busy times, guys. This is El Stevo. Catch you later this evening. Peace.